What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of Ship Chasing. It is Friday night. We have a draft starting in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Here, I thought we were done drafting. I thought we were transitioning into waiver, start, sit mode. And my guy, Crakrok, and he is a legend in the FFPC high-stakes world. I've seen his avatar. I've seen him mixing it up. He slides into my DM. He says, let's do a draft together on Friday night. I confer with Pat, and we said, yeah, we're doing this. So look at this. We finally have put a face to the name. It is Crakrok. How we doing, dude?
I'm doing great. Just the tech issues aside, we are I'm just so psyched to hang out with you guys. You know, I watch a couple of your streams, and I was like, these guys are fucking hysterical. I got to get on here. And I was doing this giveaway where I was giving away a free entry. And to make it more enticing, I wanted to have, the guys, my winner to come on with you. So I basically just came up with the most greatest fantasy package winner you could ever do. And yeah, everyone told me you guys have the best friggin' stream going. So I reached out, and you guys are just awesome for having me. And let's win some friggin' money here.
Yeah. Let's do it. And you took third place in the FFPC main event. Was that 2 years ago?
That was last year.
Last year
I took third place, and then a record that'll never be broken. I'll put up a head on that. I took fourth place in a completely other one at RT Sports, has 300K. I finished fourth, and I actually made it to both, to Monday night with a chance to win both fucking championships that night. So I don't know if that's ever happened, but I lost because of Kirk Cousins, because I had an outlier there. But yeah, so third and fourth are still pretty good. They paid some nice bucks, so I'm giving back a little bit, and so I'm here to have some fun and draft a killer team. It's my team last year that finished third. Just for all the people out there, I completely whiffed on my third pick, Antonio Brown. So you can miss on a pick and still win.
There you go.
And that's a big thing.
I also just want to say, so like today I had some new shipments come in here. Please acknowledge my little neon cactus, my neon thing. And little did I know I was going to hop on a stream with Crakrok, who's just flexing with the most gorgeous New York City skyline backdrop. Why did you have to show me up like that on my own stream?
It's 9/11. I want to show, look, 9/11 is, something I went through. I grew up here, so I had some high school buddies in the towers at Cantor Fitzgerald. So this is a special day for me, for all New Yorkers, for all Americans. We can't forget this shit. And I don't want to get all gushy here, but you can see behind me right there, the Freedom Tower, and it's glowing. But yeah, let's take a moment to all the first responders and all the people there. It's just wish people were friggin', responding to this COVID like we responded after 9/11 and not fucking hating each other. So let's change it around. Let's give back. Let's do some good fucking things, and let's make fantasy football great. And we're at 10 here, guys. So you know what the dream is.
I know what it is because people in the chat are asking for us to paint it purple.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, all right. So here's the thing, and I've seen all these. So Kels is going to go right now. Kamara is going to go right now, and then Derrick Henry is going to go, and then.
Oh,
okay. So they're ahead of us. So maybe we can get. And I know people are in front of us, but right now, 1, 2. All right. So you see the two people ahead of us in ADP right there. And if somehow one of them slips to us,
You are up next.
Kamara does go 108.
yeah. And you know who's going next. So again, let's talk about this. Do we want to add? I mean, it's no brainer who's going next. So the question is, are we going to play it safe with the two RBs that we can get?
Now,
I
you
call
are
that
up.
playing it risky,
Oh,
Crakrok.
whoa.
A little bit of an outlier here.
That's huge.
Do you want the big dog?
Yes.
You know
All right,
what?
let's get the big dog.
Let's get
You
the big
got
dog,
to do
whatever.
it, dude.
We're zero RB frauds. Let's get the big dog.
I mean, that's not right. It's not right for him.
This
You
is
know-
always going to be off script, and I love that it went this far out.
But this is what I try to explain to people is you can't go into a draft and be like, oh, we're going to do this. I got to get in the middle here. Every draft is friggin' different. You see, we had our, imagine if someone comes around to us.
That's what I'm going to be. So if we get our guy in the second round, I will say, Crakrok, you are a genius. If not, I'm going to make you put your fingers up here and I'm going to tisk you.
Shame. I didn't expect that. I guess because he's not catching the ball, people don't like him.
It's time to tisk you, Crakrok.
Oh, no.
You know who's going next.
He already went because I see it.
Oh.
I know.
You are up next.
But the guy took Julio.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't. You have to. You got to stick and move there.
This is my nightmare. We're starting with 2 running backs.
oh, God. What are we doing here, man?
Shut down the stream. Shut it down. We tried to do a nice thing with Crakrok.
Yeah, right.
He's trying to destroy us from within. He's a mole. He's an operative.
Who sent you?
Yeah, but if the guy doesn't take Julio, we're there. And then, well, all right. So, yeah, because I was going to say the plan was I was going to do is say Kittle, and then we punt QBs and draft Jimmy G late.
Yeah. I mean, we have been drafting like the Kylers and Watsons, but we're still open to kicking quarterback down the road.
Yeah, well, that's when you draft
Now, you are on
a
the
tight
clock.
end early. That's one that's one of the things you got to do is then just say, all right, I got to punt a quarterback.
So you're gonna try to get us to draft a running back here. I get it. Can we at least talk you into Eckler over Drake?
Yes,
Okay.
Could we talk about Mark Andrews, or is that just insane?
it's insane.
I mean,
It's insane because it's just. I know you guys have a team like this already.
We do. You're right. We do.
And I think you got them, earlier, maybe in the 8 spot.
yeah, we've been drafting. We haven't drafted Andrews earlier than like 2-9. I don't think. We've been getting him coming back around in the second to make sure we don't miss out on him in the early third, since those wide receivers are pretty flat there from late second to early third.
Now, the chat wanted Sanders here.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Hang on.
Shit. Yeah.
Crakrok, I need you to look. I need you to look in the camera, and I need you to tell everyone we're not drafting another running back until 2034.
Yeah.
So what's this RB conversion? I mean, aversion that you're upset about.
No, so the point is going to be here in these rounds 3 through 5. I mean, the dream also would be, Ertz makes it all the way back to us would be very nice. I don't know what the odds are of that happening. Probably pretty low. But just we're going to enter this sweet spot here when we're at the 3-4 turn at the end of the third round. I mean, we're going to be setting up for 2 really nice wide receivers.
Yeah, and I just did a 5K before this, and since there's been everyone's passing Sanders because of the injury. There he goes. The reason I like Eckler so much more than Sanders, I mean, Sanders, yes, he has, I guess, as they say, maybe a bigger, but when you have Henry, Eckler's the perfect, yin and yang there. Because, you got a guy who's going to catch 5-6 balls versus a guy who's not going to catch 5-6 balls. So that works. That works. I got to turn this shit off. So that works. I mean, if you look at it, we take Kittle, and then go balls out Andrews. It's going to be, you're too pinned.
That's where we succeed. When we're pinned with our back against the wall, when all the consensus and haters disagree with what we're doing, that's where we thrive, Crakrok.
No, look, I hear you. You just needed to know who are those running backs 5, 6, 7, 8 that you're going to get to fill in. I also like this guy here, Kimra. Is
that Kimra Slisher?
Let's see, on the draft board, if you go to owners, it's Chris Holland and Alex Blake. I know these guys.
Okay.
I don't know them. I just know them from being good.
Okay.
That's
an interesting start, Cook and Drake.
That's probably a fairly unique start.
Pretty unique start. Although,
again, yeah, what I was going to say
fallen.
Yeah, Drake and Sanders, because of their injuries, have fallen badly. Eckler almost got back to me, at when I was at 3 with Zeke, but I have Eckler ranked higher than all these guys. I mean, I have Eckler at 8. So I have Henry at 5. I got Dalvin Cook at 6, CEH, then Eckler. So look, we're fine here. The thing about wide receivers is with Evans and Galladay hammied up, they're gonna somehow fall. They're gonna fall to us, and the question is whether we're gonna pass on them or take them.
Yeah, you're right. I think they will fall to us.
Evans for sure.
Yeah,
Evans definitely will.
I mean, what have you guys heard on Galladay?
I mean, he's doubtful for Sunday, and I haven't heard too much long-term stuff. I mean, it's obviously not great. Those soft tissue hamstring injuries get easily re-aggravated.
It's the only one it's great for is Marvin Jones
and potentially Hawkinson.
Yeah. I just one player I have a ton of, because I do a ton of friggin' leagues. I have a ton of Marvin Jones. I mean, early on he was going 10th, 11th, 12th round. Same thing with some of these other wide receivers that have moved up. James Conner. I mean, this guy.
Yeah, he was a huge value.
From 5th, 6th round early on in drafts. If you remember, beginning of the season, everyone said Connor's in trouble, and they were talking up the rookie, and now the rookie's like dead.
The other thing, thinking about that stuff is I do agree. You're not wanting to deal with the Galladay Evans mess there. That said, I think you can still, I mean, if guys like Calvin Ridley and A.J. Brown are available there, they're only even just like the slightest tier below those guys in the first place. And then coming into the season healthy, I don't think Chris Godwin does go at the 3-1 turn there. So I think we're going to still have some nice options without having to make the decision on an injury guy.
No, we'll be fine. It's just whether we can get lucky on some of. Let's go to the queue and So what'd you guys think of the game last night?
It was a good game, especially from a fantasy perspective. I mean, I was hoping we might get a little bit more out of Hardman. I'm not too invested in him, but I think he's an exciting player, and he just flopped. So that was a bummer. But otherwise, it was pretty great. I was really excited about Will Fuller's performance.
Well, the problem with Hardman was he wasn't on the field.
Exactly.
It's hard to be relevant when you're not on the field.
He ran 11 routes. I mean, he just wasn't involved.
Yeah,
he was behind DeMarcus Robinson.
So all that, when you think about all the touts, who was telling you to take friggin' Sammy Watkins?
I can't think of any analyst who tied their brand to Sammy Watkins this offseason.
Although, remember, Sammy Watkins opened up last season even stronger than this. And
against the Jags.
That three.
Yeah.
And of course, he was on my bench. And then you put him in, and then he sucked for the rest of the year.
Exactly, yeah. So who knows? But, it was nice to see Fuller that strong. I think that was pretty bullish.
Yeah, Fuller was a standout, and Cooks was a major disappointment.
Yep.
Pretty filthy start there out of the 4-hole with CEH, Tyreek, and Mark Andrews.
Yeah, it is nice. Again,
I told you those guys are they won't make a bad pick. So we got some legitimate sharks in here. So the only one who made a dumb pick is the guy before us with Julio. So hopefully he makes another bad pick. Now the question is,
and as much as we love wide receivers, I mean, we would have taken Adams there if you're going wide receiver. I am surprised he won Julio because there's a chance Julio comes back to him.
Yeah, there is a very good chance.
There's not only a chance; it's 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt. So if you wanted, all right. So we're getting close here.
I'm going to pound the table for a wide receiver if he's here.
Me too.
Pat and I are going to collectively put our hands on a gavel and just.
I'm wondering who that is. So Adam,
he's in the queue, but he's not at the top of your queue right now. He's the number 4 in your queue.
I have a feeling I know who you're talking about. Would it be this one?
I can't see what you're doing.
Okay.
Let's see.
Right. I'm a little nervous even.
So Amari Cooper goes. We have one more pick here.
That's great. I love to see Amari go there. All right, so I'm thinking of two guys, and obviously, we were totally right saying that the two hamstring guys were going to come back to us.
Yeah,
but to me, there's a smash here, and I know Pat agrees with me. But we're waiting and we can hash it out. Who knows? Boss Bigler might be. All right, he goes out of Thielen. To me, we got to take DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
No, I agree. The only thing I was thinking about was Allen Robinson, but I shouldn't have said that because maybe we can get him.
Wait, yeah, I completely missed that. Can we talk about the Bell pick?
Oh shit! All right, it's too late. I took him.
No.
We wanted DJ.
We wanted DJ.
Oh! All right. Oh, I thought. Yeah. So let's do this now. Forget the lag. These guys aren't. And this guy taking Adam Thielen there means that this team at 9 is going to get worse. So that's really good for him.
He just does not care about ADP. He's going to take everyone he wants.
I'm still shook from Le'Veon Bell going 3-2. I missed that when it happened.
Oh, shit. Oh,
yeah, because Crakrok, you were thinking we were saying, what about Le'Veon Bell? But we're saying Le'Veon Bell went 3-2.
Yeah. No, don't worry. You do not.
We don't want Le'Veon Bell. We're excited he went at 302.
No, exactly. When you see, Julio go at 9, that may have fucked us up on Kittle, but you land. All right, so
A-Rob went.
Well, we knew that was the pick. Oh fuck, that's a good pick there.
There's
All right.
there's a guy in the queue that I think if we want to avoid the Galladay Evans injuries is still really nice pick there at the third spot in your queue.
Yes.
And I'm going to guess Pat's on the same wavelength there too.
Yep, I'm pretty sure I'm good with. I don't know, but I assume I'm.
I would say I have two guys in my head that aren't Evans and Galladay, so we don't have to just deal with that mess out of the gate.
Okay. All right. As we know, this is going to be an easy pick for us, and let's see if these guys reach for Galladay or Evans here.
Yeah,
because they're thinking about it right now.
They are.
He's thinking about it hard right now. Marito is going, fuck, what do I do? If you're right, he's checking Roto World. He's like,
all right. Wow. So Calvin Ridley, AJ Brown, go.
Yeah.
That's a nice turn. I still have a guy here that I'm pretty content with. Otherwise, we might have to deal with the injury stuff. But yeah, I'm with you. Who you just put to the top of your queue, Crakrok.
Yeah. Let's see if. All right, he needs another running back here, though. Does he take Gurley? He probably is thinking Gurley's so sexy.
Look at Crakrok getting in the mind of an FFPC grinder.
You got to do it. You got to think who he's going to take.
I really hope you're right.
Our pal Steelers fan 232323 is in the chat. He's finally going to like a team we built. All right, damn it, Juju goes.
Oh.
That's what I wanted.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Do we buy the dip on Evans?
All right. Let's just regroup here for a second. Yeah, I mean Galladay and Evans. I don't know the extent. Or
who's the other wide receiver here that we would go with? Even would we go with?
It's
Odell
either.
Beckham?
Yeah, it's Odell. It's Odell.
Evans was limited participant in Friday, which is a good sign that he was back to
All
being.
right, we're down to 10 seconds.
Let's do Evans.
I'm good with that.
I want to do Odell.
Okay.
I'm good with Odell too.
There it is. Crakrok overrules. Just comes on our stream and just bullies me around. New York City skyline in the background. What can I do?
I'm overruling.
You know, we don't have any Odell, and last year we were really psyched about Diggs. Moved off of him because of a hamstring injury, got onto Cooper, and that ultimately ended up being a good thing. So I think maybe not trying to just ignore the hamstring injury is probably the right move here.
Yeah, and you know, I do. We have learned the value of getting off to fast starts in these as well. And if you have them relatively close, like in a vacuum, I don't think any of these wide receivers who went here, these 6 in a row at the turn, are that much different from Evans, Galladay, even though those guys had a higher ADP. So it's like just break the tie in favor of the healthy guy. Evans still would have been exciting to me if he is, back relatively soon, but it's what shut him down last year. So I do think you got to consider some. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah. So as I said before, Team 9 is just a donkey. So
he's such a donkey, this guy.
That's really good to have a donkey next to you.
It is. It's delightful.
Hang on, Wheezing the Juice. So I'm actually confused about this. Normally, I think Periscope can be a little choppy, but the YouTube is normally solid, and we're not having any issues in our production feed. Are you talking about the lag just on the board relative to when the picks are being made, or is there someone in the chat? Let me know if there's an audio-video lag with our feed. That I would be concerned about. Anyways, I just want to. We haven't gotten that before, so I just want to make sure. All right, yeah. All right, I think we're fine. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah.
No. Get on that. So we have donkey number 2 taking Will Fuller here.
I don't think that's that donkey.
I don't think it's that donkey either.
No, in the 4th round.
I think he's a early 5th round player before he banks all those points in week 1, and his target share is just setting up him for a monster season. That was like a poor outcome for him relative to the volume he got last night.
51% of their air yards last night.
He's going to smash.
Yeah, he looks like a true alpha there. I mean, it's 1 week, but I mean, everything you wanted to see from an opportunity perspective was there. So
yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's just, I don't think you need to take him there.
Think of this guy's perspective. He's normally going to go even mid-fifth. So there's a good chance he's not coming back to him there. And you got the take a peek, because to me, one of the big question marks was like, is Will Fuller going to have a similar role, or are they going to try to slot him into that DeAndre Hopkins kind of alpha target share guy? And to me last night, we got the indication, yeah, he is going to become the DeAndre Hopkins of that offense.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. That is true. He did get all the targets. I mean, Cook was nowhere. Cobb was nowhere. I don't even know where anyone else was besides DJ, and that was it. Yeah. I mean, it was BJ. I mean, it was literally 3 players, but yeah, they need some more wide receivers there. They need some more talent there. That team is I don't know. That team did not look good.
But I think it actually sets up nicely for Fuller, because you've got Cooks can play, Stills can play. I'm not sure if Cobb can play or not, but it looks like DJ can play. So you have like guys who are okay around him, like okay enough to where teams can't completely scheme to take Fuller away. But the team knows they just have to feed him. So I think it was a really high end outcome for Fuller. And
yeah, from the targets, from everything, and the other takeaway is just CEH just is totally legit.
Totally legit, yeah.
Yeah, and even probably better than legit. The only thing I didn't see was him catching balls, but that'll come around, and that's why I like Eckler so much, just because PPR is so huge, and he's going to be good for 4 or 5 catches a game.
The thing I like about Eckler too is that Justin Jackson wasn't used on the goal line, and even when Melvin Gordon was out, it was all Eckler. Joshua Kelly strikes me as a guy who could be used pretty extensively on the goal line, but he didn't clearly beat out Jackson. So to start the season, we could be looking at Eckler in that pre-Melvin Gordon, during his holdout, like that period where Eckler was operating like a tiny little CMC, and he's getting all that goal line.
He was CMC. I mean, did you watch Hard Knocks when he did the 6 leap over? There's a reason why they got rid of Melvin Gordon, because this guy has hops and he's just so elusive. All right, so look where Mike Evans just went.
5'2". Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
I mean, now the question is, do we get a nice chunky something?
We already got Odell, Crakrok.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that is chunky. I did get Odell at like 410 in one of mine, and it's clearly because of this whole someone taking a dump on his head or whatever the fuck. He likes to pick corn out of shit. I don't know.
That'll hurt your ADP.
Look at all these wide receivers going. And there's my boy right there. Oh, and the other thing was, another wide receiver got hurt. Another top guy.
Yeah.
So,
we have a lot of him.
I think we've drafted him in every draft. So if we're forced to take him out of value here, oh boy.
I mean, there's someone.
I like that the guy whose last name is almost sounds like a toilet paper says to stop crapping on Odell. Thank you, Nick Sharman.
That was some bizarre shit, but it just shows you that everything. I mean, Twitter moves everything.
It
I
does.
mean, the day I saw that Philip Lindsay was getting half the carries, Melvin Gordon went to me at 5'11". All right, so we're getting.
I like
getting
the queue you have set up here right now, Crakrok. I feel like I think we're relatively in sync here.
Yeah.
There's two guys for me that I'm pretty excited about falling here.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is
You are up next.
all right. So hopefully, Donkey Boy here. Fucking. All right. So what does Donkey Boy do here? Does he just go chalk, or
He hasn't gone chalk yet.
let's see what he does.
Donkey Boy is like plus 200 to take a QB here.
Yeah, that's a great point, Pete.
Yeah, right.
And then not stack him in whatsoever.
He's thinking hard, man. He's thinking way hard.
You heard a lot of analysts have Dak Prescott as his QB3. He's like, I think I got to do it.
All right. So what are we thinking for wide receiver 3 here?
Yes. Go for it.
I like old school.
Now
I
you
know.
are on the clock.
There it is. There's
Donkey Boy.
Oh, Donkey Boy. All right. Again. All right. So let's talk here. Cam Akers is sweet. Diggs, Gallup, Keenan Allen.
I like Diggs and Gallup quite a bit.
Me too.
But again, we can get them in the 6th round.
Crakrok is right. I have the RotoViz command center right now. 76% chance that Diggs makes it back to us. 84% chance that Gallup makes it back to us.
Exactly. So it's either Cam Akers. We're going to punt Sutton or go Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen.
15 seconds left.
This guy's
one thing I'd say about Keenan is we already have Eckler, and I don't.
So the Chargers have one of the best playoff schedules of any team. I will say that if we want to try to, just win the main event.
We're going for it.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right.
We're going for it. Look, those are all number 1 receivers.
I can't wait for our guy Kevin to hop in the chat. He's gotten mad at us all offseason for not taking Keenan Allen. This is his night. I don't mind it. I think with the Mike Williams injury, I think Keenan Allen is actually undervalued at this spot. I have a personal age bias, but that's just my own deal. I do see the massive upside for Keenan.
Yeah, and that reflects also on someone else who I'll just click into the queue that people that's been going way late.
There goes Russell Wilson.
The turn is flying.
So Russell Wilson, Mark Ingram at the turn. Wow.
And Antonio Gibson. All right. So this is, as I said, these guys are coming back to us.
You're right. Yeah.
Crakrok knows.
I do. That's one thing I am very good at is knowing where people. Because look, people are human. This is hard. When you get on that 60-second clock and you just spend $1,500 or $2,000, you panic. And now you're in the 6th round. People get. I mean, look at Donkey Boy. I mean, Jarvis Landry.
Oh, Donkey Boy.
Donkey Boy.
Come on.
Now the only thing is, Crakrok, can we I know you like Akers, but can we talk you out of Akers and go with another wide receiver here?
Yes, we are.
Now you are
Oh, Akers just went.
Akers goes. I'm good with Diggs or Gallup if you guys have preference.
Yes.
I love Diggs here.
Look, we got 4 number
wide receiver ones.
Get that market share, baby.
I mean, come on. That's a good look. And now we're just gonna just crank purple.
Yes.
That's
so excited.
Good moments on the show. I don't know if one is going to top, and now we're just going to crank purple.
That's what you got to do. I mean, we got to turn into the grimace now.
We're gonna crank.
We're gonna go full grimace.
Because they dry up fast, and meanwhile,
I love it. I love it. We'll crank purple.
Crank it.
So right now, every time we don't see purple is a win.
Yeah, I'm with
And
you.
let's just start adding.
Crakrok's in the queue right now. I mean, he just put Logan Thomas. He just put Tyler Eifert. This guy just loves tight end. He's putting every tight end in here.
I mean, I'm going down to Jeremy Sprinkle.
Listen, I'm probably more excited about Dan Arnold than anyone, but I think it's a little early for him in our queue.
I don't know, man. When you got to crank it, you got to crank it.
Oh, Dan Arnold. So Dan Arnold is the backup in New Orleans?
No, he was signed by the Cardinals last offseason or last around week 14 and had a nice little week 17 explosion. And he's their starter.
Look at you. I'm getting new information from
teaching Crakrok about tight ends over here.
Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed there. There goes Sutton. There goes Sutton on an auto pick, and Donkey Boy went Edelman.
Donkey Boy,
the one guy he said I couldn't take, and there he goes to Donkey Boy. So,
hey,
he's looking at Jarvis Landry, Edelman.
All right, Crakrok, I do before, now that we just have a teeny bit of a break until we pick again, I do we don't know each other at all. There's a lot of guys from FFPC that we've met over the years going out to Vegas. We haven't interacted too much. I mean, I hate to just pose it like this, but what's your deal, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's I just been playing for years, I'm a what? Oh, that Cortland Sutton pick's being called back.
Wow.
Oh.
1 sec, draft is paused. We're paused.
I hope Henry Muto is here. Or no, who was it? We had a guy in our chat when we rolled back a Marlon Mack pick in like our first Football Guys draft, and he commented on our videos for a month straight saying we cried about the pick and had it rolled back. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I want to hear the Crakrok story.
Yeah, the Crakrok story is, look, me and my buddies have been playing fantasy for years. I mean, back in the day in New York City, we used to have, public access, basically, free TV where it was, and we used to put on a little fantasy football show. We had a call-in show, and we just take questions and stuff, and we tried to market it to the NFL, and they said, no, we don't like it. It's bullshit. And then they made their own. Yeah, we've been, me and my friends have been fantasy football addicts for a long time. And for me, this isn't, I don't do this as a job. I work for one of the biggest banks, and I'm a financial analyst. So I've basically been watching the stock market for the past 25 years. And this is basically like the stock market on crack. You know what I'm saying? You're just buying shares. And that's why I find this so easy, because I just go in there and I can see value, when value falls, and I just scoop it up. And all of a sudden, I started out a couple grand, and then before I knew it, the shit ballooned, and I never take my money out. You know what I'm saying? Because
you just roll it over year after year.
I just roll it over. And look, a lot of people do that over at RT. There's a lot of old sketchy guys, like old bookies who've been who are like basically have their IRA in there because they're just dumping cash in there. Not to say anything, they can't do it, but yeah. So that just all of a sudden then turned into almost, it's like 6 figures in there now. I mean, which sounds crazy, but yeah, a couple high stakes I won. The FFPC does a 5K and a 10K, so I did those. Those are so hard. And that's where I met a whole bunch of Twitter guys on there. Chad Schrader and Hubbard and some other, just top guys. and got into some high stakes and won some cash. And now every year I just keep rolling it and rolling it and rolling it. And I keep cashing because for the exact same reason, because there's always a donkey boy in a draft. So, I mean, if you get 2 or 3 donkeys in a draft, it's really not 12 guys. It's really 10 guys, right? So
Right.
Your odds just increased. So now I'm only competing against 10. And then if I'm sharp enough, I'm only competing against maybe 5. So then all of a sudden, I can get some positive cash flow, because betting on sports is impossible. You can't win betting on sports. You might as well just burn your money. DFS is friggin' a scam now. I've never seen everyone has inside information, and that guy last year who was pumping max entries and won the mill with his wife or whatever the fuck that is. The DFS is just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem on the up and up. And this way, season-long fantasy is a grind, and you have to earn it. You literally, last year when I came in third was because of a waiver wire move I made in week 10. So there goes Gallup.
So I do have to ask, because that is when we talk about doing a ton of these drafts, which no one disagrees, doing these main event drafts, Football Guys drafts, they're an absolute blast. They're so fun. But eventually you have to pay the piper. The shoe drops with the waivers, with the start sit. I asked you, I was like, how are we going to do these waivers? What is going to be our process? You said you have this team. What is your process for doing waivers for ostensibly hundreds of teams?
I have, let's say, my interns aren't doing exactly what they should be doing.
Wait, are you saying these are your interns for your real job?
That's what he means.
No, maybe, the projects, it's work at home now. So, it's kind of like the stock market, you got to buy low and sell high.
Especially for your
This is
interns.
what you said to them. Guys, it's kind of like the stock market. They're like, who the hell is Darrell Williams? And you're like, don't worry, it's like the stock market.
Yeah, it's like, and all of a sudden, no, meanwhile, all the interns they all love fantasy football.
They have no choice.
They love it. They're like, oh man, like, oh, this team you drafted, holy shit. I had one draft at RT. Listen to this start at 1, 2, 3. No one, I would put this up on anyone. I had Zeke, I guess I had 3 holes. So I went Zeke, Julio, and then Kels fell to me at 3. So Zeke, Julio, Kels. Imagine that. These guys saw this draft. He's like, how the fuck did you draft this team? It's so good. And then they see, I have close to 200 drafts, and they're like, man, I can't cut anyone because I have no one to cut. So when they go through waivers, and they're like, dude, who am I supposed to cut? And they're calling me, and I'm like, it's good not to have cuts.
So would you do like your performance reviews? Is it like, hey, that waiver claim you made for me in week 6 was real nice. Here's a little something, something.
Oh, it's something. Look, this is New York, man. Anything goes, man. You got to go hook or crook, because look, you can't do 200 waivers. I mean, people do it. The old guys do it, and their arms like friggin' fall off. But you gotta. Oh shit! All right. Time to paint it purple.
Paint it purple.
All right. So who are we looking at?
Do we just want to just go all in on the Chargers?
I would rather go with our favorite breakout tight end here,
who is going to get a week 1 bump without Golladay.
Yeah. I think that's the play. I just feel much better about him.
No, you can't. Not with his ankle, dude.
He's 100% healthy. The report came out today.
He's fully recovered.
Ready to go.
No, HH and
Now you are on the clock.
And even Gesicki is better.
So
and Jared Cook I have ranked higher. Oh my
And
god.
Hawkinson? You got
Hawkinson's our boy.
Without Galladay though.
Yeah, he could be in for a huge market share for a tight end.
But I will say, if we're looking at the percentage here, Hunter Henry has both of them 84%. Hawkinson has a 95% chance to make it back if we do want to try to paint it purple.
Oh yeah, no, there's no. Look, we're gonna go in with the fucking Chargers,
dude.
We're all in triple stack, baby.
Let's just bolt up.
Let's do it, dude. That's. I mean, we can really punt on a quarterback now.
See, that's the one thing you and Pat can bond over is your guys' dislike for Gesicki.
Yeah, I don't like Gesicki at all.
You don't like Gesicki?
No.
So
we got
So we're gonna have an argument with our next purple pick then.
Let me make sure if there's any non-purple stuff we're missing.
Okay, yeah. Well, there's
You are up next.
See, there's quarterback, there's Watson, there's Singletary,
Singletary just went.
To me, based on ADP and wanting to paint the town purple, I really like Hawkinson here.
Me too.
Can we talk you into it, Crakrok?
You know, I don't have a lot of Hawkinson. You can talk me into purple anytime, dude.
Let's paint it with some purple Hawkinson.
All right, let's do it, dude.
I love it.
Let's fucking.
Hawkinson, his rookie year was so strong.
So
wow, his ADP is over Gesicki. Oh, Gesicki is the
Now
same.
you are on the clock.
Crowder, there's my boy.
that's your guy.
He's been flying up the ranks.
Yeah, I guess people are worried about Perriman's knee.
Yeah, look, I'm a Jet fan. He's we're up. All right, so let's do it.
Let's do some Hawk.
Let's do it.
Hawk.
We said we were going to paint it purple.
And you know, another thing is people just don't get. And one little trick of the FFPC is, you know, you can just you need 3 good tight ends, and having 3 of the top 12 tight ends. You know, sometimes you can just shove those tight ends in there and just and do the 3 tight end. You saw my crazy draft I did with you guys.
This is our second main.
Yeah, when I took Ertz and Andrews at the 2-3, which was fucking crazy. But you know, that 1.5 is just Donkey Boy went Gronk. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I got to go get another beer.
Donkey Boy.
Yeah, I got to get. Well, this is really helping us.
Jack Doyle. Holy shit.
We starved the beast.
Jack Doyle in the 8th?
That's crazy, dude.
What is the possible explanation for that?
Because
that makes no sense.
Because Burton got hurt.
Yeah, all but right. People weren't even.
This is really good. This means that because when you get it to this point in the draft and you get these type of picks, that means these guys are Amish rake fight is that's donkey number 2. So now we have 2 donkeys. You'll see Kim. He took Dak early. You see, he has a nice team here. Now he's going to fill in that second RB. Yeah,
he does have a nice team. It's a nice value on Dak, actually.
You know, he constructs it nice with Andrews.
Yeah, I'm going to grab a beer, too.
This is what happens. We starve the beast at the purple position.
Yeah, but Jack Doyle just shows you he has no clue what the fuck he's doing. I mean, there's 6 other tight ends, 7 that I have, 8.
I could probably list 15 more that I have.
All right, what now? Who's he taking? Kimru's going to need that. He needs that second RB here, so he's smart. So this is going to tell me a lot for next. Who does he think that second RB is here?
Do you think he takes as the plunge
Oh,
on.
he took your boy, Ronald Jones.
Wow. Pat, he is sharp. He is
Oh,
sharp.
man.
Ronald Jones.
Yeah, right? Isn't that your boy?
That's I want to distance myself from this. That's Pat's boy. Until Ronald Jones goes for 100 yards and a tutty on Sunday, in which time I'll hop back on and say it was the smart play all along. Crakrok, do you have, one thing I just want to, I know you said you haven't watched a lot of our streams. Do you have any love for Laviska Shenault, who is a cult hero of this show?
Oh, believe me, I watched yours and I love the, first of all, I'm a big Colorado Buffs fan.
Hell yeah.
So the thing is, he's nice. He's been moving up, but I've been seeing him, 13, 14, 12 tops. He's not getting a lot of pub. He's been falling. And I'm not exactly sure why, because he was like peaking. But if you want him on our team, we can get him on the team, dude.
The thing about Shenault is that the Jags don't really have any beat writers. So there's only so much hype that a guy can get without a preseason. But apparently they were moving him around the beat writer wouldn't even specifically state what she had seen, but she was like, you guys are going to be excited about him week 1.
They were doing plays like the annexation of Puerto Rico. They got Minshew holding the ball like this, and then he's coming
be wild.
It out of his hands. It's crazy shit, man.
I do want to ask, because this team 4 you said was a pretty sharp team, right, Crakrok?
Here we go.
Yeah. No, these guys.
Pretty sharp drafter.
Yeah. Kimbrough is because I know because they're always in the high stakes with me. So anyone who's in a 5K or 10K, I've been battling these guys for years.
Yeah, probably ahead of the market on certain guys.
So he obviously liked Ronald Jones and decided that that's his second. I still don't like that though.
Who would you have gone there if you were their team?
I wouldn't have waited that long for a second RB, but that's a good question. You're just at that point they were just fucked, dude. There's no one. The RBs are dry, man. Breda, or I take a handcuff like Latavius or Madison. It's just gross. The good thing is he's one of the sharp teams, and already he's got a weakness. So that gives us.
The one thing that is sharp about it is, so he is, when you're weak at running back, you need a little bit of the season to catch up for you. However, he also has the Galladay injury, probably going to take a 0 from him that week. But he's banking these early points from CEH and Tyreek Hill. So if he can cobble together a winning week 1 lineup and then get through there, then I think he bides himself a little bit of time with those Chiefs picks at the top.
There's also some floor running back picks that you can get later on, pass-catching guys who no one wants. So I like the upside swing, even outside of the specific player. I like the taking a
here goes the purple. Here goes the purple.
Purple's coming off.
Yeah, people know. There goes Gasecki. And yeah, here comes the
run.
The purple's flowing. The good thing is I love starting a run.
Starve the beast.
And not finishing a run. And there goes Breida. But the fact that this one tight end is still here.
There's a tight end I'm really excited about that's still on the board. And I'd be very curious for your thoughts once we get there, Crakrok.
Crakrok has 4 tight ends in the board. I know that the one Crakrok is thinking of is not the one Pat is thinking of.
He's thinking of him?
He's thinking of, I just put the cursor on the guy I think Pat's thinking of.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. It could also be your number 2 in there.
I private chatted it.
All right, so there goes Madison.
Pat's on your 4th guy in the queue. I'm going to check the the odds here in the command center, and we can still talk cryptically. I will talk about.
All right, we do need some depth at the.
I have a wide receiver here that I absolutely love. That we normally take much earlier than this.
You're up next.
That I would be very excited to get.
I'm with you, Pete. I'm with you.
I'm going to put him in the queue, Crack.
He just went, I think.
Yeah.
He did. He just went. You're off the hook. Christian Kirk goes.
Yeah. No, he's nice.
All right. So I'm honestly on board here to do some more purple. I mean, based on what the board looks like. Pat, is there any non-purple that's interesting to you?
Well, there's the wide receiver that I've been super hyped about all offseason who's now healthy for week 1.
That's true, but I think you can.
I know who you're talking about. You got to be talking about this guy who I'm going to add.
You are on the clock.
All right. I do think we can wait until the 10th to have that discussion.
Okay. All right. I'm good with that.
Look, it's what purple did you want? You wanted Herndon?
Herndon's the guy I think has the super high ceiling just on targets and very strong rookie year, but I'm open to other suggestions.
By ADP, it goes Jared Cook, Goddard, Herndon.
Yeah, no, Jared Cook is the pick here. I'm good
with Cook.
Let's eat some purple.
The guy is he became a favorite.
Seconds left.
You got to grimace it, dude.
I mean, look, again, my age bias shines through of not having any Jared Cook, but I will spin zone this as down the second half of the stretch. I mean, Breeze was just absolutely dialed into Jared Cook. They don't really have, I guess they bring in Sanders. Traycon Smith is the every year the breakout candidate that never breaks out. So, Jared Cook is legitimately probably the number 2 option there in the passing game, which is still pretty exciting.
Yeah, and again, if you look now, it's really just down to your boy and Goddard are left, and then you're done.
Yeah.
So we're dialing in, honing in on the Eagles. It's just which flavor. Is it the yellow Eagles or the purple Eagles?
I mean,
talk us through how you think about this, Crakrok, because we're, obviously everyone knows the 1.5 tight end premium, but loading up on these guys, it sounds like you're thinking of down the road being able to start 3 of these tight ends every week.
If I need to, it's so nice to have, these guys to throw into your flex spots. It's just so valuable when they bust out, that they're more valuable than Preston Williams, who I know you were liking there, or Sanders. Again, last year when I finished 3rd, it was because I made the playoffs, but I was able to get Higbee in like week 10. So, not only was I able to get
Goddard does go. So that
I was going to take a 4th.
Yeah, I would say Rager would be a really strong pick here in the 10th. He looks like he's playing week 1, but if you want to go purple, Herndon would be the guy.
No, we don't need any more purple. We need running back here. I mean, do you like Latavius Murray here, or are you not for the cuffs here?
I mean, I think I would probably prefer Pollard if we were going to go, because the way Pat and I have thought about this is because we have 2 anchor running backs that I think Pollard he needs an injury just like Latavius, but Pollard has a way higher ceiling, in my opinion, if Zeke were to go down than if Kamara would.
All right, we got to make a decision here.
Pat, I'm good with
Rager because we have enough to where if he pops off, he's going to make our starting lineup still. But
oh shit!
We auto drafted
We
Chris.
drafted Herndon. We said we wanted to paint it purple, so we painted it purple.
Hey, it's not a ship chasing stream without one auto draft.
We always have to time out. That's a tradition.
That was me.
No worries, no worries.
No, this is what happens, Crakrok. These try manage, quad manage teams, they give it, then they take away. Sometimes we enter these weird decision points, and if someone doesn't just steamroll it, then we end up in the auto draft position.
Yeah, I actually like Sterling Shepard there. I don't know why you guys are on Rager because you don't like
it's a stealing play, basically.
What I'm hearing from Giant Camp is that Shepard is just crushing it.
Shepard is undervalued, I think, because he's their wide receiver 1 if he's healthy.
And I will say, Pat, I know Pat likes Rager. It still says we have a 61% chance to get him coming back.
I'm
honestly kind of psyched about the 4 purple in a row.
Is we're gonna do a stream with Crakrok. We better goddamn have a ton of tight ends.
Look at that grimace. Meanwhile, Herndon could be huge.
Yeah, he could be.
When 2 years ago, he was the one who carried me to some big money late in the season.
Herndon
you never have too many tight ends in FFPC.
And there's not going to be one that comes back. Once we get to the 10th, the late 10th, it's going to be totally dry.
And just look at some of these other characters who are playing in COVID with one tight end.
When you go 4 tight ends in a row.
That's fucking crazy. But you know what? If there's one thing that you want to make a mistake on, it's you want that purple, dude.
Oh, we got the purple.
We got the purple.
We got the purple Yerple.
I mean, if you think about it, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, if top 16, we have 4 of the top 16, so we have 25% of the top tight ends.
We started these.
One out of 4, and these guys are just going to be on our bench.
I love it.
I mean, just think about that from a bench when you're looking for someone to play, and you have T.J. Hawkinson, Jared Cook, and Herndon to just throw into your flex.
Actually, yeah. Hang on, we need to do this here. So someone in the chat said,
this Richard Mallon guy.
No, that's the guy who got upset at us.
Oh, is that
the timeout?
So Rich he won the 300K last year at RT, and I know him. He's a friend of mine. He's really good, but he's the king. He's the king of puns. So we both used to play at FFPC, and he came over to RT Sports and won it last year. And there's a lot of players there. There's some old school local yokels, and they were not happy when me and Malone's came to town and wiped up because I finished 3rd over there.
Nice.
So the players over there goes Shepard, thinks they don't like us too much.
The best part is Crakrok, I don't think, is seeing the StreamYard screen. We're rolling Grimace clips right now.
Yeah, we're playing Grimace Highlight Reels right now.
Oh, I'm not. All right, I got it on now. Yeah, what the hell? Look, the Grimace.
We're auto playing next Grimace Highlight Reel.
Producer, roll the Grimace highlight. This is us hovering over all of our league mates with our tight ends. Donkey Boy, Ronald McDonald.
Hey, you wait till the end of the year, and when you have all those delicious tight ends, because when injuries come and you only have one tight end, you're in a world of fucking hurt.
Can we talk about how messed up this commercial is?
This is bizarre, man.
This is so fucked up, man.
Dude,
This is a horror movie.
What
Oh yeah, let's drown Grimace in the fucking.
Yeah, what is going on?
It's from. Is that from the movie the Untouchables? When when Kevin Costner gets it goes down the stairs and he catches the cradle in time. Oh my god!
wild. This is
Oh,
wow.
man.
That was all a flashback.
Just remembering that.
It's
All right.
like our near-death experience.
We're back.
We got through.
All right,
That
show
was
the board, Pete. I'm worried we're Jay's saying
worry.
we're gonna get auto drafted watching Grimace experimental films.
That would be an all-time timeout.
That's fucking great. Oh, there goes Shepard. Fuck. All right. What are we doing about
Well, I'm good.
running?
Yeah, I think that's probably the pivot now. We go running back.
So I mean, there's two of the premium handcuffs, in my opinion, in Chase Edmonds and Tony Pollard.
And there goes Tony Pollard.
Okay.
So
Another guy I like here is AJ Dillon. I think he's
yeah,
got some high upside.
I like him too. They said Jamal is the second.
He also, Dylan has a 77% chance of making it back to us.
Yeah, Dylan. Once that news came out on him going to third, or him being the third, though he's probably. I mean, it's just rookie shit, and that Jamal is second.
I think that's just the depth chart bullshit that happens every year,
Yeah, well, that's just because he's a rookie, so they do that to him.
Yeah.
Chris Thompson is interesting. I mean, he doesn't have any upside, but I think he may be James White.
Yeah.
You are up next.
Oh fuck.
Okay, Edmonds goes. Chris Thompson goes.
I was hoping Edmonds would fall.
That's a brutal stretch for us right there.
Oh man.
Do we want to consider a quarterback here? I mean, Josh Allen at this point to stack up with Diggs could be nice.
Wow. I think that's got to be the play, to be honest.
Wow. Nice find.
Scoop up some value here.
Plus, we get his running ability shit.
In the 11th is pretty filthy.
It's
Yeah. And this, well, you never know. Donkey Boy could double click.
Doggy Boy double taps it.
If Donkey Boy snipes us, we're in trouble.
Oh, if he takes Josh Allen here, that's a good call, Pia. I like that. That's going to make our team even more sexier.
I love when the stars align for both. There he goes. He goes James Robinson. Right. So not only do we get just a massive value relative to ADP, but we get the stack with Diggs as well. They play the Jets in week 1. I mean, this team is going to be off to just a ridiculously fast start.
And again, our 3 guys on our bench are TJ Hockenson, Cook, and Herndon. Now, if you look at ownership percentage or start percentage, those guys are all like 50, 60% starts. And they're all on our bench. So that's a pretty sweet bench. Now, let's start maybe painting it green.
Yeah, we do need to.
The time.
We need to get some green. I think we can also mix in wide receivers here as well. But get some.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, those 3 tight ends are basically our flex wide receivers.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what people forget is like, why do you take all those tight ends? Because they're basically wide receivers.
Yeah.
How do we feel about Tevin Coleman?
Yes, I like him.
I do too. There was stuff he didn't practice today. Something with like air quality. It wasn't injury.
Oh no, that's because he has sickle cell.
Yeah,
that's got to be it. Yeah.
So he has sickle cell. So that affects your breathing. Basically, when he goes to mile high, it basically it's. I mean, technically, it's blood pressure or
Oxygenation of the blood, maybe.
Exactly. So if there's not with the smoke, it's just because of the wildfires.
You are up next.
Yeah, I think Tevin Coleman's a really nice pick here.
It's really nice. I mean, if something ever happened to Mostert, on top of which it's San Francisco, you don't know who the fuck they're going to play.
Yeah, and he fits really nicely with our build too. Of like, I don't mind the idea of the Chris Thompson types, but because we're starting Henry Eckler every week, I like taking these shots at guys who have paths to a top 10 workload where their upside isn't necessarily capped for being a full bell cow, whereas Tevin Coleman could legitimately get 20 carries a game.
All right, come on. Do not take him. The thing is, he's on the top of the ADP shit.
Oh, God.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that makes it. So let's see what this donkey boy here is at 11. He has Mixon, Gibson, Akers, and he just took Darrell Henderson.
Now you are on the
clock. He took Ebron. We're good.
All right, we're good.
Sweet.
Starve the beast, dude.
Sweet. All right, that's nice.
I love it. That's huge value on Coleman.
In the 12th round?
That's really nice.
See, and this is what I'm talking about when I describe when you get a couple, and I keep using the word donkey, but when you get a couple shitty teams in there, this is how it affects it. You get Tevin Coleman in the 12th because someone took Jack Doyle in the 8th round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there goes A.J. Dillon. So we were right on that. So it's always nice to get confirmation that we were right on the pick.
Yeah.
So we
also went to Donkey Boy, so we could have been totally off.
Yeah, that's true. that is true. All right, let's look at Donkey's team here.
Donkey Boy got a little smarter because
he's round. Yeah, he's coming to.
Oh, he did the Julio to Matt Ryan hookup. That's
yeah.
All right. He's come around.
You know how in the bare knuckles draft you can have a co-manager and you have to tap out halfway through the draft and then someone else comes in and has to draft the other half off memory? I think that's what happened here. It was right around round 10. He brought in his co-manager and he goes, how do I salvage this? All right, Matt Ryan. Get A.J. Dillon.
Yeah, he did. Someone was cracking the whip after round 10. He got – what do you think about James Robinson? I was just doing – and there goes Joshua Kelly. So, I mean, we were just so right on with that run. But we'll get some more in the way back.
Talk about good news for Robinson, but we've seen nothing from him. That it feels a little rich in the 11th, but I see how you talk yourself into it there.
Yeah, no, it just maybe the coaches saw something because they dumped Fournette. All right, so Carlos Hyde in the 12th. So, all right, these guys are cuffing. He had Chris Carson. So Amish is just he's another donkey boy. Because,
well, when you put Rake in your team name, you kind of are letting everyone know what you're
he is right. So we just raked him. So he's adding, and then Ian Thomas is your backup tight end. Oh boy,
woof.
Can we, Crakrok? I do want to put in a request. Can we get one of your top interns on this team for the waiver wire? I mean, I want to make sure
the intern who picked up Higbee. Can we get that guy?
It's all done. This is included, man. When you buy into when I give you a piece of the Crakrok team, everything's included. It's the VIP pack.
Wow. And what is the what's the main event celebration victory package? What are we doing for that?
Oh, we're going friggin' either Vegas or Bahamas.
All right.
Depending, it would just depend on what season it is. Wherever we can get some sun. No, I don't know. Did the FFPC shit go to Vegas this year? I know they canceled some stuff.
They're doing drafts for sure. Yeah, we've gotten some boards that have been sent to us, so I know people are.
They have been doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we could, maybe we'll go to Colorado, do some whitewater rafting.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
You know, and do one of those camping excursions and hit the dispensary up and just load up.
I like it.
Yeah, and so because I was asking you, I wasn't sure if we had ever met in Vegas, but you say in a normal year, you're still not able to get out there?
Yeah, it's work never lets me get out there. You know, plus I like doing drafts. I don't like distractions. You guys go out there. I mean, obviously, you guys go out there. You get fucking wasted. You lose concentration. You're hungover, and then you got a draft. That is,
We got fantasy mode right here.
it's just tough because then you got to like wake and bake just to get your head right. You know, in Vegas because you're so hungover. Then you're like 7th, 8th round, and your head is just pounding, and then all of a sudden you gotta go hair of the dog, you know, to get your mind right. So you start drinking beers at like noon or something, and then you finally start feeling better, and then you realize I got another 4 p.m. draft, and then I got a spearmint rhino, and then before you know it, man, you're just crashed out on your hotel room bed, just drooling on your pillow. And what the fuck did I just draft, man?
You just described a day in the life of Lance Turvis, aka Sports Betting Man at the FFPC. Are you familiar with Lance?
No, I'm not.
Okay, that's his weekend. That's what he does. I mean, he is like barely lucid, but just enough to draft 4 or 5 teams.
Actually, quite a good drafter, though. We were making fun of him because he took a bunch of Chiefs, just an insane amount of Chiefs, in Patrick Mahomes' first year as the starter. And we were laughing that his cheat sheet was called his Chief sheet. And then Pat Mahomes went off for like the best season ever. So he knows what he's doing.
Let's give some plugs. Everyone is loving the Crakrok experience. I'm loving it. Follow him on Twitter at Crakrok. Is there anything else you'd like to plug here? How can they track your exploits? The people are loving it.
Yeah, look, I am just going to, I'm a big proponent on giving back to the fantasy football community. A lot of people always trying to take. I'm trying to give back. I'm trying to help enlighten people because there's just too many donkeys out there, and I'm trying to convert them. I don't know why, and I still don't know why everyone touts shit on Twitter when you're competing against people. Why are you telling people who you like if you'll be drafting with them? I saw people pick that up and taking my locket. All right, we're coming up. No, I mean, I've had people start asking me, to do their drafts for them. Look, it's hard. Season long is hard, man. It's not DFS where you just crank out a week. It's not best ball where you just shove everything in there. Oh, Darrington Evans.
I think everyone in this chat and everyone has a pick penciled in for the 14th round. The question is, what are we doing here? I mean,
is that your?
Yeah, that would be our guy.
Is that the legend pick?
That would be the legend pick.
Okay.
What do you feel about guys like, or what position are you? What would be your instinct here, position wise?
We got to keep painting in green.
I think so too.
Because, we're just looking
You
for.
are up next. You are up.
So we got, at the top of the thing, we got, injury guys, Duke Johnson, Damian Harris.
Harris went. I like Bryce Love here, just as we don't know how
What about Benny Snell?
I like Benny Snell.
Yeah, I think I do slightly prefer Bryce Love to Benny Snell, but I also like Benny Snell as that guy who has that massive contingent value if Connor goes down.
Massive contingent value. Love does not have that value because I'm telling you right now, you're going to see.
Now you are on the clock.
You're going to see Peyton fucking Barber getting.
You're right. You are.
You're right.
And you're gonna be so fucking pissed. Or is a true handcuff. is this guy.
So do Snell. I agree. And I think the distinction here, and our guy Willis saying love over Snell. Now, in teams where we needed more immediate production, say you're team 4 and, or typical builds that we do where we're weak at running back, Bryce Love might have a higher touch floor out of the gate, but Benny Snell is like that league winning potential if Connor goes down in that offense. And when we have Derrick Henry and Austin Eckler at the top, I like going with Coleman and Benny Snell, and we're one Mostert, one James Conner injury away from having a top 10 back.
And that's why, Pollard, Latavius Murray, Chase Edmonds would have been so sweet.
All right.
So
Crakrok, I don't know if you're sweating this as hard as me and Pete, but we are sweating this.
I mean, do you want to? I just got to ask you right now, Crakrok, do you want to have a good time tonight? Can you see the chat in here? Are you in the StreamYard? Because you have access to the full chat stream here.
Do I have access to the chat stream? No, I don't. I'm just looking at.
You don't have if you tab back over to the StreamYard link, everyone in the chat, tell Crakrok what you want.
I see private chat.
No, now hit the comments.
Over to comments.
Oh, comments. Oh, whoa. Oh, holy shit. All right.
All right. We're one pick away.
Justin Tucker goes. Is Blair Andrews in this draft?
One pick away.
We got to get the legend, right?
We got to.
I mean, is there anyone? I see Hardman is there.
Christian McCaffrey could be on the board right now, Crakrok, and it's time.
Now, on the clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you you guys make this pick?
All right, I'm in the draft applet. I just pressed the button on a little guy that I think people are familiar with around here. We just drafted Laviska fucking Shenault. We got him. Crakrok, is there anything funner than drafting Laviska Shenault with the stream? I mean, come on.
I mean, the fact that we got him, I mean, this team is fucking solid, dude.
It's real solid.
It's really fun. It's a really fun team.
We're in the 14th round, and we haven't had a pick where we didn't like. We've got
the auto pick was sweet.
I mean, the only thing could have been Latavius Murray for
Yeah.
Herndon, or Pollard or Chase Edmonds.
Right.
But because we didn't necessarily need the fourth tight end. But since we wouldn't have gotten the Grimace, all those Grimace clips, so that was worth it alone.
Grimace equity.
Does someone want to tell Krusty Sock Puppet that Reggie Bonifant is a free agent right now?
This guy, Krusty Sock. These guys are from RT Sports. So at RT, they, I've been playing there a lot, and everyone, because there's some good old boys down there. The chat room there is just full of friggin' hate. It's gross. So I've been getting into fights with a lot of guys, and they think because my name is Crakrok that I'm some sort of friggin' drug addict. But the truth of the matter is I came up with this name because my nephews, they love the hip hop, and I always listen to it, and I'm like, man, why do these guys? The lyrics are all the fucking same. It's always an Escalade, fucking hookers, and crack rock. And in every friggin' song, they talk about the same thing. And they're like, yeah, I'm like, everything. So everything we just, we would say, like, how's that sandwich? And I'd be like, oh, it's crack rock. So that's just the expression. How is that? Everything. Oh, how good is that beer? Oh, it's crack rock. So that's just how, the name came up, and then I just went with it and just put it on. And then all of a sudden, people figured it out, and then realized that name to a face, and that I'm pretty fucking good at this. Yeah, I still, again, last Monday night, the fact that I was going for $750,000 in 2 different tournaments, and I had a chance. And if you remember that game, I know this is brutal, but it was Kirk Cousins, and they were playing the Green Bay. So it was a Monday night game. I was, Aaron Jones was on other teams, but I had Kirk Cousins. I was the outlier because you need like those outliers. And if you remember in that, they did a throwback to him in that Monday night game, and he was wide open for a 60-yard catch and touchdown, and the receiver just completely overthrew him. He was wide open. So after that, I mean, I was cooked. And then in the fourth quarter, Aaron Jones had 3 touchdowns. Oh, there's Bryce Love. But to finish 3rd and 4th in 2 different leagues, 2 different main events in the same year, and play for Monday Night Football for $750, I got to be good at doing something right. And I'm just good at this shit. I just find the value, and then I just turn shit purple, and boom.
I need to continue to figure out how the sausage gets made with the waiver wire process. Do you send out like a high level overview of like, these are the guys we need to consider, or do you trust these guys so much that you just wash your hands of it?
Oh no. There's direct orders. It's pick up A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These are contingency 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the cuts. Boo, boo, boo. And the hardest part is finding cuts. So I'm like, you got to find me cuts and come back and tell me who you're cutting off my team. So yeah.
When do you start this? What day are you sending out your initial orders?
Oh, it's got to be done. The initial orders are right after Monday night. You got to know what's going on, because Wednesday night is that deadline, and if you wait, you're behind the 8 ball. So you got to say on Tuesday, I go, all right, here's A, B, C, and D. Line them up, 150, 135. I throw the numbers in there, contingencies, and you're cutting X, Y, and Z. Get back to me if there's cuts. A lot of times they come back and be like, dude, I can't pick anyone up because, who are you going to cut? Sterling Shepard, Marvin Jones, you have no one to cut. And I'm like, well, then that's a good problem. Then your team is good, but you don't have anyone to cut. And that's why I don't let, these rounds 15 through 20, they're important, man. I mean, look at last year. Last year, 15 through 20, you got Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson. So when you go back and look at who won, you can have a shitty draft. I mean, you only need to hit on about 4 or 5 people. You see Kimra, he's doing the cheat and screw here by taking Jordan Atkins. This is now the 3rd. He knows he's just going to pick him up and play him in that 1 week.
How many points did he even have? I know he had the touchdown, but is he like a great fighter?
He had 2 targets he had 2 catches and a touchdown.
Seems like a weird play in your flex. Pretty low ceiling way to play your flex. Because I started Mark Andrews.
Everyone's reaching out. All right. So let's see what value. This is where we got to find.
How about this for a value guy? How about going back to Duke Johnson?
I don't hate that. There was no running back 3 on that team.
Dude, I hear you. It's just poor Duke, man.
Yeah, I know.
He just gets hurt, and they're just never going to give him the rock. I don't know why.
So
All right, so I see. I'm just gonna.
So right now, the deal on Duke is he has the ankle injury. He's officially questionable for week 2, but it doesn't sound like it's too serious. I mean, that might be a nice value.
What about a Zigbo? We don't know.
He's on IR for at least
on IR?
3 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that.
And then there is some 2 wide receivers still lying around here who you see on the board, who I'm adding there.
Let me check the queue to see who you're adding.
There's a really nice wide receiver available.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah, so, we have the 4, and granted, those 4 grimaces
You are up next.
are tight ends.
Brandon Ayuk.
Are wide receivers. Oh, and there, was that the one you were thinking about?
I really wanted Ayuk, yeah.
Yeah.
I do agree with the other one. I'll put it in the private chat for Pat that Crakrok put in there. To me, I don't mind with this build taking Duke Johnson here. We can wait a week or 2 for him with this team.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It seemed like last night, but that even if DJ got hurt, that he wouldn't even come in and carry the rock.
Who would it be?
I mean, it seemed it was like Devontae Freeman.
Yeah, that's actually probably true.
It's just no coach has been able to give him the rock. The only thing is, and there goes Duke. All right, so Donkey Boy took him. We can take Gio to.
You are on the clock.
We can take Gio to fuck Joe Mixon here as a cuff. I mean, Gio and Jamal are the only 2 cuffs that are left.
I worry Gio's pretty similar to Duke in that I think Travion Williams would get a lot of the early down work if Joe Mixon went out. I also don't mind taking Curtis Samuel here.
I would say Malcolm Brown and Brian Hill are also guys that are somewhat interesting at running back. I mean, Brian Hill's a direct cuff to
Curtis Samuel is some value here. I mean, if somebody plus we have DJ, so if he's almost like a cuff for DJ,
and I think he'll have independent value too. Yeah,
I'm taking him. I'm sorry, there's too much value in the 15.
No, I'm
a lot of value. Yeah, me too.
If God forbid if DJ went down, Curtis Samuel's target share is going to go up exponentially. Where did Robbie Anderson go?
I think one of the Donkey Boys took him.
I think he did in the 10th. Oh my God!
Wow. Yeah.
I've got Robbie Anderson in the 18th or 19th round. All right, so here we're down 16, 17. We got 3 picks left.
How do you approach the idea of kickers in defense when some of the running backs you like might even be available in the 19th or 20th round?
I am an adamant 19, 20 kicker defense, unless the draft just dries up and I don't have a Curtis Samuel even to take, or I don't have a direct handcuff.
And how do you think, as far as quarterback, are you good with the onesie, or do you like getting a second?
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point right there. I mean, with the age of COVID and Josh Allen, Josh Allen isn't Patrick Mahomes, so we should look to, add one of these guys in the 18th. Or if you like
Roethlisberger still available.
Even more, or do you like it? Does a defense even stand out to you? I mean, the kickers. I mean, San Francisco is there.
You are up next.
I get that.
Yeah, I mean, we're never.
Malcolm Brown. All right, so it's either another cuff, a backup.
So the chat is calling for Bridgewater, since we do have Curtis Samuel and DJ Moore.
Yeah, it's not a best ball. I don't think.
Yeah, but Bridgewater we can get in the 18th round.
Yeah.
If we take a quarterback here, I think it's Roethlisberger.
True.
Yeah, Roethlisberger and Goff are the best here. Big Ben probably with the most upside, but again, they're pretty much similar.
Brian Hill, I think, does have some value as a cuff type guy.
Well, Brian Hill
on the clock.
Brian Hill is the same thing as these guys with Gio. It's just that you don't know because you know what Atlanta's going to do if because I don't know if I believe in Tavion Williams.
Yeah.
Right, so let's not let the clock run out here.
I'm okay with Gio. I mean, this board is really gross. I really don't have any strong opinions about the board right now. I do think like Roethlisberger stands out as one of the better values. He's definitely past his ADP here, but
you know, let's take Big Ben just in case something happens to Josh Allen.
That's a nice value on Big Ben.
Yeah,
the running backs here are all pretty similar, but
yeah, and you know what? One of these guys will come back to us anyway.
I think so
because people are on Tavion, and you know Jamal Williams. I know you have Dylan, but if something did happen to Aaron Jones, I think he'd be a pass catching back. But that's fine. Big Ben in the 16th. I mean, that's kind of like stealing.
Right, and especially because to me the outcomes with Big Ben are pretty polarized, right? It's like either he's cooked,
at home,
and he's a drop, or he's like back to form and he's a top, 6 or 7 quarterback.
Exactly, and now the well is dry. I mean, this guy's taking his backup tight end as Eifert in round 16. You need more depth at tight end, Ocho. This guy with Jack Doyle besides Kels, that's tough. I know people say, oh, you can pick up tight ends during the year and someone comes on and this and that. That's just so rare. Just so rare that shit happens.
Unless it's Higbee, right?
Unless it's Higbee. but again, Higbee only materialized because Everett got hurt.
Right.
So again, that's just luck. That's not a tight end who was good. Who that's just that's everyone has a cuff. Whether you're a running back, whether you're a wide receiver, whether you're a tight end, you always have a cuff.
Yeah, we have gone pretty we've prioritized an elite tight end, George Kittle and Mark Andrews a lot of the time. And we've used, because the way we think about it is when you're using that early pick on that, it means you're making a sacrifice at other position groups. For us, that's generally running back. So we're then having to use, similar to what, say, Team 4, Kimura did here from rounds 8 to 11, when you're having to make up on passing on running back with quantity. And so that's why our teams look a lot like Kimura's normally, where we prioritize Andrews and then we have to load up on running backs.
Yeah. But that 8 through 12 or 8 through 11 dart throws, for your second RB, you just wasted, you got 4 juicy picks there, 8 through 12, and you're just throwing fucking darts for your second RB. You're wasting a lot of time and effort. It just, I get it. It's not my strategy.
It's interesting to me about the difference between our two strategies is that I do think where the crossover is that we're both trying to dominate those flex positions, because you were talking about how those tight ends really, they slot right into your flexes the same way wide receivers do. And that's why Pete and I go so wide receiver heavy, is that we're trying to beat people at the flex and in this draft, it actually fits in more than I thought it would with some of our other drafts, because as of yet, Pete and I have yet to take a running back in the 3rd through 5th round. And this slots right in with that because we're trying to get the guys who we think score the most points in that range. And it's rare that you'll find a running back who's just going to score straight up the most points of the players available in that range.
Exactly right. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, the only thing is that you can find one of the Lev Bell, Gordon, uh, even Chris Carson type Gurley in the fourth round. So
Yeah, it's not impossible. It's just hard.
but that's what instead of Kenny Galladay, which he got laid fourth. Maybe. Oh no, but he missed on Gurley. Yeah, look, you see, look, DJ, OBJ, Keenan Allen, Diggs. That's a nice run, and then to follow up with these purple people eaters here, because again, if you look at the percent start, when you go to our team afterwards and you look at percent own and start, we're going to have like the highest of anyone. Jared Cook is going to be started 60, 70%, 60, 70%, 60, 70% for all these guys, even Herndon, Josh Allen, Tevin Coleman. All right.
You've talked a couple times about percent start, and I've never really thought about that as a way to build teams. It's an interesting idea, and it makes a lot of sense. You're trying to get the most guys on your team that people would like to have in their starting lineup. That means you, in some ways, you have a strong roster. You have a bunch of people that people want to start. So I guess, can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, what it is just think about it. I want as many people on my team that people want to start because, one, that means all those other people don't have them. And it makes my team that much better. It makes the rest of the league that much worse because they have now a 15, 20% starter where I have a 50, 60% starter. Not that person may be better, but it's going to be hard for them, to start, when you get, the weeks off and you're going between Robbie Anderson in the 10th and Ruggs and Judy and Rager and Cooks and Edwards. And meanwhile, guess what? We're putting TJ, we're putting Hawkinson, we're putting Henry, we're putting Herndon in there. We don't got to think about it. I don't have to go through that decision because I know I got a big 50, 60% starter in my tight end just to throw in that flex, and I don't have to figure out what the fucking do with Robbie Anderson or Rhaegar or John Brown that particular week. You know what I'm saying? It becomes a no-brainer, and I get ahead of the game and get that 15 points and not have to worry about it.
All right, let's make our two picks here. I do want to continue this conversation because I actually think it's a part where our philosophies actually overlap with how we think about the guys that are easy starts. Because one of the things we've talked about with why we don't like reaching for running backs is because often to the 1-2 teams, you are pushing down elite wide receivers that make their teams absolutely loaded.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And you have to think about that shit when you're drafting. You can't just think about your team. You got to think about everyone else and doing everything you can to fuck the other teams. I mean, you got to think of this as war, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I treat this as like when we started out, with my 12 friends, it was war, dude. You did everything you can, whether, cheat and screw, whatever it took to make the other team worse. That's a win. And when you take all these starters off the board.
Now you are on the clock.
All right, I'm just going to go with the cuff here.
Who are you thinking? Because
I'm going to take Jamal here.
Oh, yeah.
Jamal. I'm good with Jamal.
Yeah, we're good. We had a team last year where we started Jamal Williams most weeks. So,
yeah, I mean, exactly. Meanwhile, we're getting him in the 17th.
Yeah.
I do want to throw out a guy as an 18th round running back pick. Eno Benjamin, I think is pretty interesting.
Okay, so so this is the last pick. We got our second quarterback, so we are it's potluck, dude. What's the best fucking running back out there?
I'm with Pat.
You know?
We've been drafting Eno Benjamin. The Cardinals are only carrying 3 running backs. Kenyon Drake and Chase Edmonds have never shown just an elite pass catching ability.
I am so down. I am so down
Right.
with that. Plus, I loved him at Arizona State.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I'm good at this shit is because I just love football. So I watch, college football religiously. So
You are up next.
when you watch college football religiously, you know who actually has some talent. So when they come into the league, you know who to grab. I mean, because look, Anthony McFarland was going so. He's going undrafted now. What
Probably should go
You are
undrafted.
on the clock.
Yeah. So look, Eno was friggin' money at Arizona State. I don't even know where he is on the. Did you add him?
No, but I can. You want me to pick him?
Yeah. Where is he on the ADP? Is he? Take your boy.
Yeah. All right. I just drafted Eno for us. He's like a weird guy in that. So Rotoviz talks about him a lot. So if you get a Rotoviz subscriber in your draft, he can go as early as the 15th round. And if not, he can go undrafted. But to me, I in the same vein of why Darrington Evans is such a good pick. I mean, they're carrying no one behind him. The Cardinals are carrying no one behind Eno Benjamin. And with the Kenyon Drake, we got the walking boot stuff, all of this. I think he's a really good take-a-peek guy. I mean, if he has 0 role out of the gate or whatever, we can throw him back in. But if they're giving him a couple touches, it's okay, let's pay attention. They like this guy.
Yeah, especially, last year, if you remember with that whole Chase Edmonds when DJ got hurt and then DJ was supposed to play and then Edmonds played and he scored 3 touchdowns and screwed everyone, but then he pulled his hammy. So he's got a history of the hammy. Here's Malone's he's the king of puns. Yeah, look, Eno, you got 2, I like Chase Edmonds, but he's smaller. I mean, he went to Fordham, who I'm an alum. Oh, there goes Adrian Peterson. I mean, what happened to that guy? Wow. Well, we're done, dude.
Yeah, we just got to get kicker and defense.
Yeah.
We do have a highlight reel for one kicker. So
yeah, I mean, but the thing is, we didn't struggle with one pick, dude.
I love it, man. I'm really.
I mean, usually in the draft, there's something that you're just like, oh. I mean, I guess the only thing, the Chris Herndon for Latavius Murray was.
And our buddy Ray Chung, who just got done with brunch in Hong Kong, wondering if we had a Rager debate. We did have a little bit of a debate. That was our one tough pick where we auto drafted Chris Herndon. Yeah. We were talking Latavius Murray, Rager, and Herndon there. And neither of us screamed exactly what we wanted, so we ended up taking Herndon.
We did. Yeah, but the good thing is we had the dudes in our queue, so we didn't get the Jameis Winston auto pick.
Yeah, you always got to have that queue set up.
Yeah. Oh, I know Ray Chung. I actually gave him. He's been following me, so I if on the other one we do, if I win the 500K, he gets a free main event. Oh, he's been following me. He's a nice guy.
He is.
James,
do you know him?
Who?
Yeah, he was in our Kentucky draft, and he's also in our listener league.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's just. I got some followers who were just very cool people, and I just found that Twitter. Obviously, there's a lot of hate and shit going on there, but I've also met some really fucking good people. I mean, look, I met you guys on this Twitter stuff. I mean, this has been fun as hell.
We love that's been for Pat and I this would have been I believe our 4th year of going to Vegas for drafts and getting to meet everybody out there. Obviously the people at FFPC are just total class. From Alex to all the guys at the High Stakes Fantasy Football Hour to Chris Lambert. I mean, it's just a top notch and getting to meet everybody has been the highlight, and we've kind of missed it this year. I've always equated it to like a summer camp type vibe where we go see our friends we see once a year. So the fact that we were able to kind of replicate it a little bit this year online and meet new guys like you and do drafts and kind of push forward through coronavirus has really made it all worth the while. And I agree with you. It's great to continue to meet people.
Yeah, I mean, I keep finding that the people who have a passion for it and who love it, have that same passion and love for it, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger, and season long keeps getting bigger and bigger, and I think it's going to continue to get bigger and bigger. It just they really need these sites and the software. It's just so fucking crap. I mean, as you said, with the waivers, these waivers are friggin' brutal. It's Windows 95 DOS 1.0. I would love to do something in the future and revamp and start my own site. That's one thing I want to think about doing. Is just making this so much better, because between the fucking kickers that get hurt, there's so many different things that can be made better. To just let you pick up a fucking kicker on Sunday if someone gets hurt. Or doing a team kicker, or being able to pick up waivers on multiple teams. There's so many different things, but that's something I'm working on. And if I bring the fantasy community into it, I may need your help in the future on that, because I love to bring people who are passionate about it into it, about building something new. And you guys obviously love this shit. So I love when. Now I have an 11 o'clock, and I don't see my draft board up. Where's my 11 o'clock main?
I love that you're rolling right into another main.
You've got 3 drafts that are up.
Where is? Did it not fill? Is there an overlay? What's going on here?
It seems hard to believe that a draft wouldn't be filling right now.
All right. I'm gonna have to reach out to.
If you need to drop off, we can turn into some of your interns and do the dirty work with kicker.
The football guys, the regular FPG sold out. The main event still has 656 slots open. So that's 656. That's still a nice amount of teams left.
Yeah. Peter was going to try to talk you into one on Saturday.
I'm in Saturday. I got 4. I'm in at 1, 4, 7, and 10.
It's a good thing I took a nap today, because otherwise just the thought of that would exhaust me.
No, I know, but there is an 11:30. I may join if you guys want to do an 11:30 tomorrow.
Hey.
I am taking a mental health day tomorrow. I'm going
to I am crispy too, man. I am definitely crispy. All the fucking drafts I did, but I just know it by heart. It's just so easy.
Yeah, it is true. That's how I ended up with the underdog best ball drafts. It's just like you do so many of them that then you can just do them with very minimal attention drain.
Well, look, I mean, we were fucking around in this one, and we didn't have any problem, except that one Chris Herndon. But that's going to turn out to be like our.
You're up next.
That's going to be our.
All right. So, how many points did KC defense put up last night? Not a lot.
I don't even know. That's a great question.
I have no idea.
Does anyone in the chat know?
They got a interception.
So someone wants us to take Rodrigo Blankenship on the Colts kicker. Blankenship chasing. I don't hate it. He's John Paul's number 4 kicker.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
I like the Eagles kicker.
Elliott, yeah, I like that too.
I like Jake Elliott. I mean, who's this dude? They signed a fucking
Rodrigo Blankenship's the starting kicker on the Colts versus the Jags in Week 1.
They just have a smash schedule to start the season, so that's
just grab them.
15 seconds left.
All right, I'll draft him for us.
I mean, kickers are. The only thing that concerns me about Rodrigo is when he misses his first 3 kicks tomorrow, and then he's cut.
right.
So obviously that's off the matchup.
That was for Jay. He just wanted the pun equity, Blankenship chasing. So
Nice.
we
Dude, pick up a kicker. One thing I don't give a flying fuck about our defenses and kickers.
Oh, you're on the right show.
Yeah.
You know, it's because we're too random. Look at New England last year. I mean, you just had a luck into New England defense, and you were like off to a raging start. I mean, how do you predict what defenses are going to score touchdowns? I mean, that's just.
So defenses, I think we're looking at Minnesota,
Yeah,
at home versus Green Bay, or even going with our Chargers onslaught as well. Someone is tossing out the Lions as well versus Trubisky.
Yeah, you know, the two matchups, I like having a better team. You know, Minnesota's defense has always been tough. They play low-scoring games sometimes. You can maybe sneak out a shutout out of them.
Yeah.
Let's just take Minnie.
I'm good with Minnie.
Good with it.
The Chargers went. Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay, yeah, they just went at the turn.
Yeah.
All right, so that is, that's his. Look, that's a solid fucking draft.
Let's get your recap here before we get you on your way to your 11. Or did that not pan out?
No, I don't. It's just not on my. I signed up for it, but yeah, let's just do the recap, and I'll look for the email because I emailed them, Chris, and see what she said.
Hang on real quick. Dan Williamson, imagine thinking we're going to be carrying these kickers and defenses through their bye. I mean, they're going to be gone after next week. I don't think I've ever carried a kicker and defense for like more than 2 weeks. You don't have to worry about that. It looks like it says there's 5 open spots for you.
Oh, I don't see. Oh, August 28th. What are? All right, I got to.
If you got to hop off, it's all good.
Yeah, Friday. Oh fuck. Yeah, I got to hop.
No worries.
Oh, 11:30 pushed. What
We do get a lot of good information. Kansas City defense scored 6 points, by the way. The comments were excellent. We had about 8 comments come in right away on that.
Yeah.
Oh, Friday, August 28th. No, I meant 19B.
So the main event online 63C at 11:30 p.m. has 5 open teams. So it looks like they pushed it back to 11:30 to try to fill it. I think is what's going on.
Or maybe I'm just not in at 11 p.m. Maybe I just fucked up and thought I was okay. Hi, is this you were pick 4? Chris is telling me I got so many fucking main events. No, Sunday. Oh no, that's Sunday. I didn't. Okay, so I did the 5K. I didn't join the 11.
Okay.
All right, it's September 11th. So I'm here. I'm fucking scatterbrained now.
It's all good, man.
I had it.
All right, I got this team pulled up here so we can view it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I want to get the Crakrok overview of this draft, put it in perspective of all the other drafts you've done, what percentile this ranks in your portfolio, all that good stuff.
Look how nice and solid and even we are there. The only Yeah, I mean, again, the only mistake we made was the fourth tight end, but that's a mistake we can live with.
I mean, when you bring on Crakrok to just crank it purple style, I mean, the fourth tight end seems more like a necessity than a mistake.
Yeah, and then if you go, I mean, let's just go to our actual team page to see the percentage ownership start, where you have that. I mean, if you just if we go to just put in our lineup, I mean, can we show that and just look at?
Let me go to our team here
and just see what the point I was kind of making on the percent start.
So here, 1 sec. You can tell me where you want me to go for this. So here's our team.
Percent start there, yeah.
Yeah, so
we're not starting betting.
We want to put in Allen, and we want to put in Diggs.
Yeah.
16.6% are starting Jamal Williams. I mean, how many zero RB teams are there out there?
And that just shows you. But again, I mean, Herndon, TJ, and Cook are almost in 30% of the leagues. And then just why is DJ Moore only started at 52%? That makes no sense.
That makes zero sense.
Yeah. But again, just look at our starters. Look at how high they are. So we're in nice shape there. And we have a ton of depth. Yeah. The only thing I would say would be the Chris Herndon to get one of those fancy cuffs. And that was it. Otherwise, we're good to go.
What do you guys think about starting Hawkinson if Galladay's out over Hunter Henry?
I like it. But we were the ones who talked to you into Hawkinson in the first place. So, Crakrok, let us know if you don't like that.
Yeah.
We just need the Chargers to put up a pretty big number on the road for Eckler, Keenan, and Henry to all pay off.
I mean, it's close. It's really close. It's really close. And that's a good problem to have. I mean, that's a good problem to have. The only thing I would say would just be on to see what TJ's ankles looks like and the usage. I think Hunter Henry is just a better play just because Mike Williams is out.
Yeah.
Because just like Galladay is out, Mike Williams is out, but that makes even Hunter Henry maybe even more 10-4. Yeah, Hunter Henry at 13-6 they're projecting. He's definitely a step up just because, it's a tough call.
The point you're making about starting percentage, we've gone back to it a couple of times. There seemed to be a little bit of confusion in the comments about it, and this, I think, helps clarify because we're literally looking at the start percentage as something you can view here on FFPC about how many, what percentage of these guys are in starting lineups. We like to think about drafting points. We're trying to get the most projected points in our lineup. And drafting guys with a high starting percentage, I think, is a similar idea. You're trying to draft the guys who most people want to start, and in a way, that's almost maybe more telling than who's going to score the most points, because it's like you're almost drafting off of other people's rankings and screwing them out of the people they want.
Yeah, exactly. It's a total almost way to just. You're gaining an advantage. You're rigging the system to work for you in just hoarding these all these startable players that people want to start because that's where most people are going to start. And again, you just basically are going to be a certain percentage points ahead of your competition just based on that. On those people who look, Jamal Williams, you just saw, was started in 13.6% of the leagues. So people are starting Jamal Williams. So to have these big fat starters in here, it's just really nice because DJ Moore should be like 90%. So I don't know why, and Eckler obviously should be 90% too. It's just, again, it's the FFPC, software that's just, Windows 95, when you do waivers. But again, the depth that we have, I mean, if you look down, I mean, if Diggs gets hurt, if Allen gets hurt, if DJ Moore gets hurt, we have at least 5-6 deep now on our bench that can fill in. If DJ Moore gets hurt, Curtis Samuel jumps up. If you got Jared Cook on your bench, I mean, TJ Hawkinson is on your bench. And if Herndon turns out to be a stud, those guys are worth more than your average, Curtis Samuel or whatever, Robbie Anderson, or go through the 10 through 15 wide receivers. Even your Rager, do you want to start Rager or you want to start TJ Hawkinson?
Yeah. I think that is the one, this was a fun experience, because Pat and I have kind of our style that we like to draft. It puts us on similar constructions. It puts us in similar ranges. I would say one thing that was super fun for this approach was getting to late get values on some of the wide receivers Pat and I would normally reach for. I mean, Curtis Samuel, where we got him, Shenault, obviously. Some of the guys, Tevin Coleman, we talked about. Josh Allen just fell into our laps. Like, when you're not going out to target a specific thing, I mean, and the thing is, too, is like these were late picks, too. I mean, that really just fell into our lap, and that can really supercharge a team.
It can supercharge a team that shows you that you can't waste a fucking pick. Every pick is sacred. I see so many people just, throw a fucking just total bullshit pick in there. Why? Why are you picking two defenses? What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Why would you need two defenses? What happens if that 19th round guy turns out to be, who the fuck knows?
And what I love about this is, again, this draft still philosophically links up with what Pat and I want to do, in that we avoided the running back traps in rounds 3 through 5. We haven't been drafting Henry, but I am even going to concede he is a very nice value at 110. The only two running backs I would ever consider in the second round, just for me personally, is Austin Eckler and Aaron Jones. So we check that box with his pass catching upside, and then we hammer those wide receiver and tight end values, and then we come back to running back. Once those dried up, we scoop the Josh Allen value. So even though this draft looks very different from how Pat and I normally draft, it still is actually pretty philosophically similar.
Well, I was making the point where you were gone, that the tight ends are filling in our flex the same way wide receivers are. So it's actually even more similar than that, I think.
That's, and I'm giving away my secrets there, but people don't realize that. Is that, they think the tight end, I gotta, why am I going to draft another tight end? I can only claim a tight end. No. This is dual flex. No. 3 tight end teams, are, when you play against them, it's not pretty to see when, someone throws in Hunter Henry, TJ, and Cook in there. If God forbid our 2 flexes or wide receivers get hurt, that still becomes a formidable lineup because you can get, 15, and, your floor is there. And then again, just look at 10 through 17. We did really well there. Tevin Coleman, Benny Snell, Josh Allen, the legend, the mentor, right? Or the mentor.
That's Darrell Williams.
That's Darrell Williams.
That's
The mentor's dead, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got to mix though. I got to follow. But then Curtis Samuel at 15. Come on. Big Ben at 16. a nice cuff in Jamal Williams at 17, and then a flyer on Eno, and you're done.
Yeah.
There's no bad picks, and that's just solid. And again, as as Pat said, we don't have enough wide receivers. No, you do, because we have 3 of them are tight ends.
Yeah.
So the ability to fill in that flex is nice, and that's why we probably could have used the Latavius Murray at the 10th, or whoever,
Tony Pollard,
whatever.
The way I think about the tight end stuff too is that even though I do think of it as kind of like the polarized outcomes, is that tight ends can kind of be scary to start in that they have a lower floor, but we're chasing that breakout. We're chasing the guy who becomes a top 6 tight end. In my opinion, I haven't been drafting a ton of Jared Cook, but Hunter Henry, Hawkinson, and Herndon are from that tier that has the potential to be a top 6 tight end. And if we hit on even one of them as that guy and give us the potential of 2 of those, I mean, that's when we're really cooking with gas.
And that's why I was, that's why I'm a Grimace, man. I'm a purple people eater. I just love the purple, man, because the purple can turn into gold, man.
Yeah.
And you don't, this is tight end premium. That 1.5 points is huge. I mean, think about 80 catches for a tight end is 120 receptions. I mean, 100, how many receptions did Thomas have last year? What were the records? You get 120 receptions. That's an unbelievable. That's a number 1 wide receiver, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so Hunter Henry can have 80 receptions. TJ can have 100 receptions. 80 or 70. Even 70, 70, half of 70 is 35. That's 100 receptions. You only need like 67, 68 receptions for a tight end to have 100 receptions accordingly at 1.5. So that 50% factor, you don't realize how big that is. That's the multiplier. That's the, do you want to double down on 11, Greg? Yeah, I want to fucking double down on 11. You got to take the odds, man. And that's where, you can ratchet up and all of a sudden have some big weeks. Granted, their floors are, there, but don't forget, Hunter Henry has 8 catches for 120 yards and 2 TDs. That's a Mike Thomas day in his best day.
Yeah.
I mean, 8 for 120, that's 12, that's 24, and 2 TDs is 36. Can you get a 36 from Jerry Jeudy, Robbie Anderson, Ruggs? Look who else: Emmanuel Sanders, Christian Kirk, Preston Williams. Yeah, sure you can. But can you get a 2 for 14? Yeah, you can do that as well. So I'd rather have the tight end.
Yeah.
And just to put some numbers, you mentioned Michael Thomas. He had 149 receptions. The next highest guy after that was 104. So that 120 threshold you're saying is it's
league winning, right? And that's why we wanted to take Kittle, because he could, he can do that. But again, when you don't take him, we take Derrick Henry. And then we line ourselves up with 4 sweet purple people eaters there that can turn into a baby Kittle. Hawkinson can be that baby Kittle this year.
Yeah.
And if he does, damn, that's when we're, if something's wrong with Galladay and TJ becomes a number 1 weapon there. Yeah, and I'm glad you talked me into that there. So, and if, Jared Cook and Herndon can be that as well. As much as we may have said we fucked up there, he could be a freaking golden nugget there.
Yeah, I'm happy with Herndon.
I'm happy with it too.
And again, that just adds to our depth. I mean, instead of just saying we have the 4 top receivers there, we really have 7 top receivers, because 3 of them are tight ends.
And that's what's funny is this team looks, if you just convert or just merge all the blue and yellow, this looks very similar to our
second
team.
main event.
Yeah. So, Crakrok, this was super fun. Thank you for reaching out. We had a blast doing this with you, man.
Yeah.
Absolute
Again,
blast.
I just want to say thank you guys. We didn't get into more about where you guys are, but if you're in the city, if you come to the city, you guys got to stay in touch. We got to do this more, and let's continue to get this fantasy football community a tight knit group and help each other out, and just do the right thing. And I've been giving back because look, this has been a fucking horrible year for everyone. Being in New York City, COVID has been just a fucking nightmare. It's September 11th today. Bad shit happens. Let's not make fantasy football bad. There's been too many times where there's politics in these draft rooms and shit like that. This shit's got to stop. Let's just have some fucking fun.
Amen.
And win some money. And just wanted to show you guys the strategy that goes in. I hope I didn't give away too much shit, but this is fun, man. You guys are good. And look, when you come to the city, I'll hook you guys up. We'll go out for some good food and have some fun times.
Sounds awesome.
Sounds
dude.
great, man.
This was a great way. Like I said, Pat and I thought we're winding down for the season with drafts. We had a blast, and then I am so glad that we made this happen. Thank you guys for hanging out in the chat on your Friday night. Good luck if you're squeezing in a few more drafts tomorrow on Saturday. Sunday is going to be an absolute blast. We will.
Oh yeah.
I actually think Pat and I are going to be back on tomorrow. We're doing this draft, the Fantasy Football World Series draft, so we'll probably be back for that. But otherwise, if we don't see you guys, have an awesome Sunday, an awesome kickoff. We will be back to tilt to place waiver claims next week. For Crakrok, follow him on Twitter @Crakrok. This has been perhaps the final FFPC ship chasing live stream of the season. We are out. For Patrick, for Peter, for Crakrok, we'll see you guys next time.